I once witnessed a heated debate. It wasn't just any debate though. It was one of those moments that make nature, about how we communicate, or fail to. Not on a news channel, no. Those are orchestrated, almost theatrical. This was raw, unfiltered. This was at a coffee shop. For casual conversations over a cup of coffee. Two people, complete strangers, were locking horns over politics. Yes, politics, the ever-divisive topic that can turn friends into foes. You know how these go. They start off civil, but quickly escalate. Voices rising, faces turning red, the tension in the air was palpable. Neither man listening, both too busy speaking their truth. It was less of a conversation. They weren't discussing, they were battling. Each word was a weapon, each sentence a strike. And for what? Agreement? Change of heart? Unlikely. They were too entrenched in their own me. It was a microcosm of a larger issue, a reflection of our times. Not because it was particularly dramatic, but because it was so incredibly pointless. It was a stark reminder of how we often communicate. Standers, sipping their lattes uncomfortably, felt it too. They were caught in the crossfire of words, unwilling participants in this verbal duel. The air hung heavy with wasted energy, with frustration, with the futility of it all. It was as if the very atmosphere was weighed down by the sheer pointlessness of the argument. That's the thing about arguing with someone who refuses to see reason, who clings to their blind to the vast ocean of perspectives surrounding them. It's exhausting. It's a no-win situation. No one leaves feeling victorious, only drained. You can't win an argument decided that they're right, regardless of facts, logic, or even basic human decency. It's a lesson in futility, a reminder of the importance of open-mindedness and genuine dialogue. Imagine arguing with a wall, brick upon brick, solid, unyielding. That's what arguing with an unreasonable person is like. You throw your logic at it, your facts, your well-reasoned arguments. They hit the wall, they bounce off, they lie scattered at your feet. The wall remains unchanged. Why engage in such a fruitless endeavor? Why subject yourself to the frustration, the anger, the sheer drain of it all? Because sometimes our egos whisper sweet lies in our ears. They tell us we can be the one to change their mind, to open their eyes, to be the hero of reason. But here's the truth. You can't reason someone out of a position they didn't reason themselves into. You can't logic your way into their heart if it's barricaded by ignorance and pride. Even if you were to win the argument, to silence them, to prove your point, what then? What have you truly gained from this victory? Is it a sense of superiority, a fleeting moment of triumph? Or is it something more hollow, more empty? Have you truly achieved anything? Have you enlightened the other person or merely asserted your dominance? The reality is, more often than not, you haven't changed their mind. Instead, you've created a chasm, a divide that is now even harder to bridge. More often than not, you haven't changed their mind, you've merely reinforced their beliefs, making them more resistant to change. You've turned a potential ally into a staunch adversary. You've merely bruised their ego, fueling their resentment. Their anger grows, their frustration simmers, and their willingness to listen diminishes. The seeds of discord have been sown, and they will take root. They'll likely double down on their beliefs, digging their heels deeper into the ground of their misguided convictions. Their stance becomes more rigid, their arguments more entrenched. The possibility of finding common ground slips further away. Meanwhile, you walk away feeling drained, perhaps even slightly dirty. The energy expended in the argument leaves you exhausted, the negativity clings to you like a shadow. You question the worth of the battle fought. The negativity clings to you like smoke. It lingers, it permeates your thoughts, and it affects your mood. The argument replays in your mind, each word, each gesture, a reminder of the conflict. You've wasted your precious time, your energy, your emotional capital on something that yielded no positive return. The hours spent arguing could have been used for something constructive, something that brings joy or fulfillment. And let's not forget the damage to your own image. The reflection in the mirror shows a person who has lost their composure, their grace. The regret sets in, the realization that the argument has cost you more than you anticipated. When you wrestle with pigs, you both get dirty, but the pig enjoys it. The mud sticks to you, the filth becomes a part of you, and the satisfaction of the argument fades away, leaving only the grime. People watching, they don't always see the nuances of the argument. They see the spectacle, the drama, the conflict. They judge based on appearances, not on the substance of the debate. They see two people equally engaged in a conflict. The lines blur, the reasons become irrelevant, and the argument becomes a mere show. They might even perceive you, the one arguing with reason, as the aggressor. The passion in your voice, the intensity in your eyes, it all gets misconstrued. The truth gets lost in the noise, and you are left with the bitter taste of a hollow victory. Time is precious. Energy is finite. Your mental well-being? It's not invincible. These are your most valuable resources, and you should be fiercely protective of them. Squandering them on futile arguments is like throwing gold into a bottomless pit. It's a loss you can ill afford. Instead, invest those resources wisely. Invest them in conversations with people who are open to listening, to learning, to engaging in respectful debate. Invest them in pursuing your own passions, in expanding your knowledge, in building meaningful connections. Life is too short to be right all the time. It's also too short to waste on trying to convince those who have no interest in being convinced. Section 5. The high road and the low. There's a saying, never argue with stupid people. They will drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. While blunt, it holds a kernel of truth. Engaging in a pointless argument is like meeting someone on their chosen battleground, playing by their rules. You have a choice. You can choose to meet them in the mud, to wrestle in the dirt of their ignorance. Or you can choose the higher ground. You can choose to walk away, to disengage from the futility, to preserve your energy for worthier pursuits. Walking away doesn't mean you're conceding defeat. It's a statement. It shows that you recognize the argument for what it is, a waste of your time and energy. It shows that you value yourself and your peace of mind too much to engage in such unproductive behavior. Section 6. Your sanity, your responsibility. Protecting your peace of mind is an act of self-care. It's about recognizing that you are not responsible for fixing everyone's broken logic or enlightening every darkened mind. You are only responsible for yourself, for your own reactions, for your own well-being. It's easy to get caught up in the heat of the moment, to feel that need to prove your point, to win the argument. But take a step back. Breathe. Ask yourself, is this really worth my time? Is this going to change anything? More often than not, the answer will be a resounding no, and in that no, you'll find liberation. You'll find the freedom to choose peace over conflict, wisdom over the need to be right, and your own sanity over the futile attempt to reason with the unreasonable. Section 7. Recognizing the unworthy opponent. Not every argument is a waste of time. There are times when engaging in healthy debate is not only stimulating but necessary. It's how we learn, how we grow, how we challenge our own beliefs and expand our understanding of the world. But to engage in such productive discourse, you need a willing participant. Someone who is open to hearing your perspective, even if they don't agree with it. Someone who values the exchange of ideas, even if it means having their own views challenged. The art lies in recognizing the difference between a worthy opponent, someone who comes to the table with an open mind and a desire to learn, and someone who is simply looking for a platform to shout their own opinions, regardless of validity or logic. Section 8. The power of silence, the strength of walking away. Silence can be a powerful tool. It can disarm, it can diffuse, and it can create a space for reflection. In moments of tension, silence can be the calm in the storm, offering a pause that allows for clarity and perspective. It can communicate volumes where words fail. The absence of words can sometimes speak louder than the most eloquent speech, conveying strength, resolve, and wisdom. When faced with an unreasonable opponent, silence can be your shield. It can protect you from the chaos and negativity that others may try to impose on you. When caught in the vortex of a pointless argument, choosing silence can be your greatest weapon. It allows you to rise above the fray and maintain your dignity. Choosing silence can be your greatest weapon. It is a conscious decision to not let others dictate your emotional state. Walking away is not a sign of weakness but of strength. It takes immense courage to remove yourself from a toxic situation, to prioritize your peace over the need to be right. It takes courage to resist the urge to engage, to hold your tongue when every fiber of your being wants to respond. This restraint is a testament to your inner strength. To refuse to be drawn into the mire of negativity is to assert control over your own life. It is a declaration that you will not be swayed by the turbulence around you. It shows that you are the master of your own emotions, that you can remain composed even when others are losing their cool. This composure is a powerful statement of self-control, that you will not be held hostage by someone else's ignorance or aggression. You are choosing to protect your mental and emotional well-being. Remember, you teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. By setting clear boundaries, you are teaching others to respect you. By refusing to engage in pointless arguments, you are demonstrating that you value your peace over unnecessary conflict. By choosing silence and walking away, you are setting a boundary. You are making it clear that you will not be dragged into negativity. You are setting a boundary. This act of self-respect is a powerful message to those around you. You are saying, I am not your punching bag. I am not here to absorb your negativity or to be a target for your frustrations. I am not your therapist. I am not responsible for managing your emotions or fixing your problems. I am not here to validate your ignorance. My silence is my strength, and my decision to walk away is my power. Section 9. Choose your battles wisely. Life is a series of battles, big and small. Some are worth fighting, some are best left unfought. Wisdom lies in knowing the difference. Knowing when to stand your ground, when to raise your voice, when to engage in healthy debate. And knowing when to walk away, to conserve your energy for battles that matter, for conversations that nourish, for relationships that uplift and inspire. So the next time you find yourself about to be pulled into a pointless argument, remember the coffee shop, remember the wall, remember the value of your time, your energy, your sanity, and choose wisely, choose peace, choose yourself.